if I was to work with you, this is the content that we would produce for you. And she was able to close like half those people. They didn't even know who she was. And she was able to get like half those people to become clients. And that's all she needed was 5 clients because it was a higher priced offer. So when you can think of just out of the box ways to reach out to people and start relationships, you can be very, very successful with this strategy.
Hi, and welcome to the Conscious Marketer Podcast. It's Richard here, and I'm also joined by Kylie. Hi, Kylie.
Hey, everybody.
And today we thought we would share a little bit more of an advanced topic. And in fact, earlier today, I was on with one of our clients, and she had gone to a big publisher. And although in her field, she was really well known, they said they loved her book proposal, but they asked her what her platform was and how many emails that she had. And they basically said they would be interested if she built her platform up. And so I thought today, Kylie, we could talk a little bit about what it means when somebody says you need to build your platform up.
I love that topic.
And, we have 3 programs. We have a syndicate, which is kind of how to post online. And then we have our 90-day launch accelerator, which is really specific to a launch. And then we have our source, which is our mastermind group. And that's really where we get into the platform. And really, I would say a platform is a couple of different things. One is when people say platform, I think you could think in terms of what's your business model, like what's the flow through so that a customer goes from one point of transformation to the next. And then as your platform grows, you can serve customers at different stages. The second area I would say we could talk a lot more about, and it's like, what assets actually do you control? And then the third area is a little bit more about affiliates and influence. And when you have a platform, this third area actually starts to expand, and it's actually how you really grow your platform. So maybe we could start with those 3 things and start at the business model side. And really, when you have a platform, what you're doing is you're basically connecting 2 or 3 offers together. And so rather than just have like a single offering, you're normally have like a really good value lead in, and then that leads into maybe an entry offer. Like I said earlier, what you're wanting to do is look at where your customer is at different stages on their journey and then create different programs for that. And what I would say, the mistake that a lot of people make when they build this model, which is kind of the basis for the platform, is a lot of times they don't think about how each offer connects to the next offer. So that's pretty straightforward. I think what might be more interesting is actually to dig into some of the different types of assets that like a publisher or a potential partner would want you to have. And it would basically show somebody that you mean business, that you had status, and that you had a little bit more influence, because then they're going to want to partner with you or work with you. And it opens up a lot of doors. Kylie, do you want to share maybe some of the assets that somebody would start to build in order to have really a solid platform?
Absolutely. I would love to. So the first thing you need to do is have an email list. And you probably want to grow your email list to at least 10,000 people before book deals are going to start to come through, and or different deals that you may want to make, brand deals, things of that nature. And the best way to do that is 2 things. Have a free opt-in gift that people really want. So we don't just like throw up stuff to build our list. We actually dig into the very specific problems that people are having, the suffering that they're going through, the pain that they're having. So we can come in with a powerful solution so that it's something that people just can't resist when they want to open it. So if you're good with like resolving people's anxiety, that's really good. We're good with helping people make money without feeling creepy and weird. And maybe you're good with back pain. Maybe you're good with spiritual growth. Get really granular on that. There's another really cool way to build your list, which is starting a Facebook group. So there's a form that you can put up there. And in that form, you can ask people what their email address is to add to your list. And that's a way that we've grown our list, because we have several thousand people in our Facebook group. So having a Facebook group, having an email list having a podcast also and getting some listeners to your podcast. Those are all things that bigger companies who are looking to build your platform for you and help you and support you, those are some of the things that they're going to look for.
And they're also going to want to know that you have like a niche that you own. So I think the term GOATs become more popular these days, but GOAT stands for greatest of all time, kind of an acronym. So they want to know that you have that you're the one of the main GOATs in whatever area you're part of. And sometimes, a lot of the visionaries that we're creating, they're creating their own areas, their own niches, their own ways they teach. Part of this is sometimes you want to create your own method or formula or idea. And normally when somebody does that, they're bringing that into their book title, their podcast title, their main course title. And so it kind of permeates everything that they're doing. It also gives them a way to break through all the noise. I know one of the stats that we like to repeat is that there's 60 billion pieces of content uploaded every day. That's a lot of pieces of content. So if you don't have something that's different or unique, or you haven't named your own method, that's really something important to do. We do a lot of this work of asset building and differentiation and method selling inside our higher end, because initially you just need to get online. You need to get in the game. That's the posting online. And then once you start to do that, then the next step is to kind of build your list and to also get that first program launched. But after that first program launch, then you really got to consider what's the best next step and the best next step and the best next step, because there's so many things that you could be doing. And that's where you kind of want to lean into working with a mentor or finding people to help you in the different types of things that you're launching. For example, we have a podcast, and we initially had produced it internally, but now we outsource a lot of that work to an external agency. And so knowing who to turn to, book publish is another area where you don't really want to do it yourself. If you want to do a book, you want to have a team behind you. You want an editor, you want a publisher, and then even that industry, there's a lot of different ways you can do it. You can self-publish, you can do a hybrid deal, or you can hand it over to a publisher and have them walk you through. There's pros and cons depending on the platform that you've created. But even the book deal is kind of interesting, because if you go to a publisher and expect them to market the book for you, they're going to be like, well, what's your platform? How are you going to sell the book? And it's not what somebody normally expects. Any other comments on this area of asset creation and in terms of building your platform, Kylie?
I think the more boring, tedious aspect to it is becoming a consistent content creator, because it's not a numbers game. It's not just like, oh, let me build this huge email list, or let me build this huge Facebook group, or let me get a bunch of podcast listeners. It's really about the relationship that you have with the people. And the best way to create that relationship with the people is to create really good content. And in order to create really good content, we need to look at it having a strong, solid avatar. That's something I teach in most of our courses. But you want to understand the demographics, the psychographics, and what I call the soul graphics of the people that you're speaking to. So again, what problems do they have? How are they in pain? What do they really want? What have they tried in the past to get what they really want? Why hasn't it worked? How can you reinstate hope? These are some of the things that you can start to create content around, and also tell stories. Tell your story. We've done so many podcast episodes about storytelling, and we've taught so many things in all of our courses on storytelling. So really dive into that. And actually, even if we're looking at book deals or brand deals or something like that, the story is also going to matter. Like, they have to buy into your story before they're even going to ask you what your platform is. So that's a super important aspect of it as well. Being a consistent content creator is really, really important, and doing it in mixed media, like some text-based, some image, some video, depending on what platform you're on, of course, is going to depend on how you approach it. For example, Facebook can tolerate long copy. Instagram is images, YouTube and TikTok are video, and then podcast is obviously both audio and video. So pick what you really love to do and just really run with that. I personally built up a platform just with my Facebook personal profile, and I don't have I think I have 9,000 followers there. So it's not like 20 or 40 or 50,000, but they're very engaged with me. So my content gets good engagement, and that matters a lot in all of this. For example, there's emails that I open from marketers and there's emails that I don't. And it doesn't even matter what the subject line is. Like it could be the best subject line in the world. But if I don't feel like I have a relationship with the person who's mailing it out, I'm not going to open it no matter what it says. So you also want to make sure that you always, always put that relationship first. Provide content that people can't wait to read. When I first started my email list, I had 500 people on it and that was it. But I also had people writing to me all the time telling me your emails are the only emails that I open. And that meant a lot to me, but it was also a result of me sending out content that was really generous. I was giving a lot without asking a lot. I was sharing stories. I was educating people. I was moving them out of their problems and into the solution. And because of that, I had a really high open rate. I don't email my list as much anymore now that I'm full-time with Conscious Marketer, but when I do, I have great engagement. And so you want to make sure you're going for the numbers, but you're also going for the relationship. And even the relationship is even more important than the numbers. So that's a really powerful thing to also think about when building your platform.
Yeah, so much wisdom there. And we talked about three things. We talked about kind of like your business model and how people move through your program. And then we've just kind of done an overview of some of the assets you can build to build the platform. And this third piece we should just touch on because it is important. But one of the ways to grow your platform and or to have a powerful platform is who you know, and it's the people that you are in relationship with. And so there are cases where maybe you don't have a email list, but you maybe have a relationship with somebody who has a large email list. We did a launch for a really big therapist, and although his email list was pretty small, we were able to reach millions of people because everybody wanted to mail for that particular therapist's launch. And that enabled him to have just a really phenomenal launch. So part of your platform is the network that you've created. And one of the best ways to create a powerful network is to start to find ways to help other people without anything needed in return, and start to attend events and just be helpful to other people. Kind of interesting because sometimes the people that you're helping are a few steps below you, but a couple of years later, they might have figured out the Instagram algorithm or the YouTube algorithm. And so that person that you helped out, today, a year or two from now, might be double your size, and so looking for ways to build that out. As your platform grows, as your email list grows, as your products grow, also more and more people are going to want to partner with you. And so if you can build an aligned group of partners around you, then sometimes it can be as simple as, you mail for them and they mail for you. And so as your platform grows, you can reach people. And there's a famous phrase, and I don't know who to give credit to, but it's not mine. But it's basically your best customer is already on somebody else's list. And so if you can think about affiliates, partners that, especially that have non-competing products where there's like synergy, where you can help that person, they can help you. This is an incredible way to build your platform. And some people don't have email lists and don't have social media, but they have such incredible relationships. I can think of several really big marketers who they weren't particularly good online, for example, or building SEO content back in the day, but they just knew everybody and they helped everybody. And those people, when they did a launch, they showed up for them. And those were some of the largest launches in the industry at the time. And I've seen that pattern repeated in other industries. Kylie, I know you were an affiliate manager at one point, and this partnering strategy is probably something near and dear to your own heart. Do you have any thoughts on this third component of the platform?
Absolutely. I think it's one of the fastest and easiest ways for you to grow an email list and grow your brand. And every company that I worked for before I went off on my own, I worked for three multiple seven-figure companies in the coaching industry, in the business development industry. Every one of the people that ran those companies told me that they grew their brands because somebody with a little more visibility than them endorsed them in some way or mailed to their email list in some way. And I think affiliate marketing and joint ventures used to be huge. Like every time somebody would do a launch, there'd be 40 affiliate partners. And it seems like it's died down a little bit as people got more comfortable with paid ads and Facebook ads and things of that nature. However, I still think it's the best way that you can grow your audience And like Richard said, your best customers are on somebody else's list. And so some of the things you want to look for is who has your audience? Like, who are some people out there that have your audience? How can your offer, as Richard already said, be complementary to theirs? So you're serving their audience in a way that they are not serving their audience. And that's something you want to think about. And how can you create a win-win-win? So how is it a win for you? How is it a win for the affiliate partner? And most importantly, how is it a win for the audience? When you approach possible partners, you always want to lead with the value that you are bringing to their audience before you lead with anything else. Like that is the thing right there that you want to think about. And then when you want to start to look for partners, first look at your warm network. Who do you know? Even if they only have an email list of like 500 people, that's still 500 people that you are not in front of. Who do you know? Who are some warm partners? And then as you get established and you have some proven concepts and your webinars are converting, or your whatever it is that you're doing to promote your program is working, you can start to reach up to people that have bigger platforms than you, and you just kind of work your way up. And there's a couple ways that you can get attention too. You can always get people's email addresses almost always on LinkedIn. So you can write to them, send them something in the mail. This isn't exactly affiliate marketing, but this is just to give you some ideas of how out of the box you could be. I had a client several years ago, and she wanted to start a content marketing agency. And so together we came up with this concept that she would find 10 people she wanted as clients, and she would write or shoot content for them that was in their voice, in their style, speaking to their audience, totally unique and original. And she would literally send it to them in the mail and say, look, I have this content marketing agency. We're boutique. We reach out only to the highest level people that we want to work with. If I was to work with you, this is the content that we would produce for you. And she was able to close like half those people. They didn't even know who she was. And she was able to get like half those people to become clients. And that's all she needed was 5 clients, because it was a higher priced offer. So when you can think of just out of the box ways to reach out to people and start relationships, you can be very, very successful with this strategy. We also have some other podcast episodes solely focused on affiliate marketing. So you can check those out as well.
Yeah. So those are the 3 ways. You have a nice business model structure that brings people through the ascension, start building up your internal assets and sequence them. And then this affiliate piece is a huge thing if you want to build a thriving business that's recession proof, that can enable you to pretty much launch anything. And quite honestly, the affiliate partner side is how you build these lasting friendships. There's so many amazing people out there doing amazing things. There's kind of a side benefit there that you build friendships that can last a lifetime. We hope you've enjoyed this episode. Again, for us, when we start to think about platforms inside our courses, we have something called the Source, Mastermind, and Network, and it's really focused on networking with others who are doing the same thing, going beyond just a single launch to have a much bigger impact in the world. And a lot of people are building enduring brands and businesses and movements. And it's where you kind of make the inner decision, like, I'm really, really good at what I want to do. And I really want to impact a lot of people. I want to not just reach 10 people, but, into the hundreds or thousands or millions even. It's a program for game changers. So you can always just, if you're ever interested in that program, you can reach out at support@consciousmarketer.com and we can get back to you and set up a call. Any other thoughts here, Kylie?
This can be an intimidating topic for a lot of people, but start where you're at. Start small and build slowly, and you will get there. We all start in the same place, which is no visibility at all, and then we can grow. I have like moderate to medium visibility, and that's all that I've really needed to achieve all my goals. And so, just start where you're at, pick one of these strategies, run with it. Let us know how it's working for you. Join us in one of our programs so we can directly mentor you. Reach out anytime and just share your thoughts around all of this and what you're doing with it.
Thanks everybody for listening today. It's a great honor to be here serving you and kind of sharing some of the knowledge that we've accumulated over the last 15 plus years. And you can get the show notes and everything on this episode at consciousmarketer.com/podcast. If you're listening on Spotify or iTunes or somewhere and you haven't gone to our website, consciousmarketer.com, you can go there and also We've got a free report there on getting new clients, and you can enter your email address. We'd love to be in communication with you. Thanks so much, and we'll see you on the next episode. Bye for now.